Hello fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to Pokémon Yellow Nuzlocke. On the last episode, we entered the first optional dungeon, the Seafoam Islands, and found out that it was pretty barren, but there are a lot of wild Pokemon in here that we haven't seen before. A lot of water types and a lot of ice types. But we managed to make our way through it. We closed off a couple of currents using boulders that we had to use strength to push them, but we found a mysterious bird just standing out here. And we're standing right next to it right now. Let's take a quick look at our Pokemon. Jolt's at 44, Jacques is at 42, Mikasa's at 42, Roy's at 42, Daisy's 46, and Simone's 48. Now, we've seen some Pokemon outside of their Pokeballs before, and some Pokemon that weren't in Pokeballs because they were wild. I mean, Pikachu's a Jolt here is a prime example, and the Jigglypuff and Pewter, and all the Pokemon in that abandoned nursery thing in Cerulean. But we have, and the Snorlaxes, but we heard about a story about legendary birds. And we've kind of mentioned a little bit about legendary Pokemon and mythic Pokemon before when we were doing the Mew glitch. This is one of those legendary birds. Now, like I said before, and God knows what episode that was, like 420... I don't remember. It was like in the 20s or something. But there's only one of these in the entire game. Just like the Snorlaxes, except there were two of those. If I faint this thing, there will be no other chances for me to get it. And I have a legendary clause that I haven't mentioned yet because we haven't actually run into a legendary Pokemon yet. But if I have a chance to catch a legendary Pokemon, I have to catch it. So I'm gonna have to try and catch this thing. Now, back to my Pokemon. I don't think any of my Pokemon have status effect moves. I know Jacques has, I think Mikasa has Poison Powder? But that's it. And I don't want to poison this thing, because if it faints, then I lose. Well, not lose, I guess. I mean, it says I have to catch it. It's not like 100% I need to catch it. I don't know. But yeah, this is a legendary Pokemon. And in fact, we've actually seen this thing before. Not in person. And I think we mentioned that last episode. I don't remember what episode it appeared in either. But it was on our way to Fuchsia. I think we ran into it. But let's talk to this thing. Wild Articuno appeared. So this thing is level 50, and it knows 2 moves as far as I'm aware. I'm looking at its stats right now, just to make sure I can catch it. Legendary Pokemon, and Mew was kind of like this, even though it didn't happen with Mew, are incredibly hard to catch. Like I mentioned that catch rate before, that it goes between 3 and 255, with 255 being the easiest to catch, and 3 being the hardest. This thing sits at a nice 3. So let's hurt it. We're gonna need to get it. We're gonna need to get its health down a lot in order for us to have any chance to fight that thing. All right, Peck. That was actually pretty hurtful. The worst thing that can happen is a critical hit. Ooh. All right. I think there's a glitch in Generation 1 where no matter, as soon as it hits like 30% health, the catch rate will stay the same. So at the moment, it's perfect. Hey, I paralyzed it! Thank you, Jolt! That makes everything better. Because, alright, well, I'm going to switch to a Pokemon that has better defense, because I don't want Jolt to faint. The problem is that this, oh, I didn't even mention its type. It's an ice flying Pokemon, which I guess means we will catch an ice type Pokemon. Now, ice is super effective against flying, so I'm not sending out Jacques. It's super effective against grass, so I'm not sending out Mikasa. Roy's part fire, which you think would cause it to be not very effective. But in Generation 1, that's set at even, so its flying type goes into effect, meaning I don't want to send this thing out because it'd be super effective. We actually haven't seen it use an ice type move yet, but still. Also, because it's flying type, definitely don't want to send it Mikasa. Daisy's part ground. Ground is weakened to ice, so I can't send her out. Jolt isn't weakened to ice or flying. In fact, he's actually super effective against flying, which is why we had him do Thunderbolts, but he's already hurt bad. So Simone's our last bet. I think water types have advantage against ice. And he has pretty good defense. Let's see, how's his defense compared with Daisy? 125. What's Daisy's defense? 105. So, wow. Simone's defense is way better. All right, Simone. Also, you're our strongest Pokemon, so you have the best chance. He's fully paralyzed. Now, a good thing. Now, if I were to toss an Ultra Ball at this thing, if I had to check in like a catch rate calculator to see what my odds were for this thing. Had it not been paralyzed, I would have had like a 3% chance at most of catching this thing, which is why its catch rate is so god-awful. Which means that it would probably take me a lot of Pokeballs to catch this thing. That's why I bought so many before I fought Mew, because I felt like that was going to take forever. That's why I bought 50 Ultra Balls, because I felt like these were going to take forever. But thanks to its paralyzed effect, I think that boosts up from 3% to about 11%. So I have a little bit of a better chance now. And that's the other 90%, where it's just going to say you missed the Pokemon, which we haven't seen yet. Thank God it's paralyzed. I hope I have enough Ultra Balls. I missed. I think if it goes in the Pokeball, it's going to be caught. So I just have to hope for that. Yes! Alright, Articuno was caught. I was sweating before this. I was afraid. Oh, that took 7 minutes. New Pokedex data will be added for Articuno. The Freeze Pokemon. A legendary bird Pokemon. It freezes water that is contained. I can't read. That is contained in winter, air, and make it snow. We will give a nickname to this. We're gonna nickname this thing Uno, because if you notice its name, it's Arctic, which is for its ice type, and Uno because it's the first legendary bird Pokemon. That's why that's why I named Uno. I think in Japan it's named Freezer, which is the same name as the enemy in Dragon Ball Z. So Uno was transferred to Bill's PC. Now I know we caught 2 Pokemon in this area, Mr. Krabs and then Uno. But like I said, the legendary clouds will mean that I have to catch legendaries if I have the ability to. So we probably won't use legendaries because I really haven't used legendaries in my party since Generation 4, which I guess in terms of years is about 10. So yeah, we probably won't be using, even though he's level 50 and he's ice type. He never used an ice type move. He only used Peck. That was lucky. Whew. So let's get out of here. We're done with the Seafoam Islands. No longer required to stay here. Escape route, or rope, whatever it is. 1 optional dungeon complete. There's probably some hidden items that we forgot to get. In fact, I know there's some hidden items we forgot to get in Route 23. But we missed a lot of hidden items anyway. Why do we even have our item finder if we're never going to use it? But that's 1 down, and that's also 1 legendary bird down. There are 3. So we're gonna go get the other 2, which will require us to go to the other optional dungeon. So I'm gonna heal my Pokemon up right now. Thank God Jolt paralyzed it. Otherwise that would have taken probably 10 plus more minutes. Oh, I need status effects. That'll be good. Like paralyze, like I already got rid of so many things. Like what is it? I already forgot what the name is. Thunder Wave would have been great. Thank God Jolt paralyzed it. Yeah, anything that puts it to sleep is better. I think all the status effects give you better chances to catch it, but I think Frozen and Sleep are better than the rest. Problem is, the only move we have that can freeze is Ice Beam. The only move we can actually put people to sleep with is Hypnosis. And I'm like no Hypnosis, but he is like 30 levels behind everyone else right now. So we're not going to bring him out just to put something to sleep. And not to mention he's Bug. Against flying types, that's a death wish. But let's fly off to our next destination, which is actually going to be Cerulean City. I'm gonna have to put Mr. Krabs in my party so I can get him named. That's gonna be awesome. All right, hold on. Let me check and see how much Pokemon are in my box right now, because I want to make sure I can catch these things. No, not Bucky's. Bill's. Yeah, I'm fine. All right. Oop! I didn't change Jack. Ugh. It doesn't tell me. We'll just switch to box 3 for safety's sake. Oh, well, whatever. I wasn't actually going to release anything. I just wanted to see what Pokemon were in there. Unfortunately, I'm in box 3, so it doesn't matter. So, we're going to head out to the next optional dungeon, which is over this way. Excuse me. This house is still destroyed. It's been weeks since we were here. They'll fix it eventually. Like, post-game. Alright, we're gonna head off this direction. We're actually gonna head off to the Pokemon Center that's right by Rock Tunnel, because that's the closest we need to be. And that seems like a pretty good ending. No, you know what? Let's actually reach it. We did just heal up. I have 45 Ultra Balls. I only spent 5 in the Seafoam Islands, and 2 of them are against other Pokemon. Actually, I spent 6. I threw 4 at Articuno, but I did pick up 1 while I was in the Seafoam Islands. So let's over here. Now, if we go south from here, we'll reach that Pokemon Center and Rock Tunnel. If we go north from here, we'll reach a body of water. Not a very large body of water, but it does wrap around right here. And if we surf on it... See, all the doors that opened up thanks to surf. We wouldn't have been able to go this way until we beat Koga. There's that Pokemon Center, but if we keep on going, we reach some land back here that we couldn't normally reach. Oh, there's actually a trainer here, too. I forgot about that. Who do I want to get trained? Who would be the best for this upcoming area? Probably Daisy, but she's already 46. So let's train Roy, because I need him to get to 46. This might be a bad type advantage. Wow. Are you a Pokemaniac too? Want to see my collection? I'm afraid of this guy's collection. At least this makes this episode not 13 minutes long. Right, what kind of Pokemon does he have? He has a Rhyhorn, which is already a bad type. He's weak against rock, he's weak against ground. Rhyhorn's ground rock, so this is the worst case scenario. All right, Mikasa, you're coming out. Not the best case scenario, but it's a little better. All right, just end this thing. I mean, it is 12 levels underneath you. But I mean, it is ground type and you are poison, so that doesn't help. But you always critical hit with Razor Leaf, so it doesn't matter. I leveled up to 43. I forgot he was so close. Also, isn't Mikasa so close to leveling up too? You might actually get some levels up this episode. Hold on. Where'd my pen go? Pen. There you are. All right. Episode 59. Roy went up to 43. There. Now future me will know that someone evolved. Pokemaniac is about to use Lick. Ooh, we're actually gonna see this thing. I wasn't expecting to see it at all. Lickitung. I will switch back over to Roy. Oh, Mikasa needs the experience. Lickitung is a normal type Pokemon. It is a freak. Look at its face. Its tongue, according to what the Pokedex says, is twice as long as its body, and it's like 4 feet tall. So that tongue is about 9 feet. But yeah, this is one of the Pokemon I did not expect to see. I don't even know if I can catch it in Yellow version. It's very rare. I think you can only get it through a trade. Even if you can get it in this game. I don't know. It might be... No, it's not Safari Zone exclusive. It might be exclusive to Route 18, which is the route underneath the cycling road. Hey, their Mikasa leveled up to 43. All right, write that down. Mikasa leveled up to 43. My chicken scratch handwriting here. Ooh. Oh. Also can't learn more than 4 moves. Growth's not important. Yeah. I mean, she almost learned a new move. That would have been great. I'm not angry. I'm just upset. I have more rare Pokemon at home. Why didn't you bring them? But here is a building that we haven't seen yet. And we might have been able to see the roof from the other side of Rock Tunnel. But we didn't. I don't recall seeing it. But yeah, there's a building here with a door and a sign. Read the sign. Power plant. And so we have seen this a couple times in the town map, because it's on the map. It's right there. We pass it every single time we go the opposite direction. To go like at the Indigo Plateau, Victory Road, Route 23. I didn't mention it because I didn't want to spoil it, but now we've been to every single place on this map. -1, and that's the 3rd optional dungeon that we still haven't seen yet. That we won't be able to see until after we deal with the Pokemon League. But yeah, we're gonna head inside this building next episode. This is the next optional dungeon. There are wild Pokemon in here, and there is another legendary bird. So, let's save the game. Look at that 41, I love it. So glad that took less than 7 minutes to do. So, yeah, on the next episode of Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke, we'll be heading inside this building, going through it, fighting random wild Pokemon, catching one of them to add to our collection. Not like that Pokemon down there. But, yeah, make our way through it and find out where that legendary bird is. So, until next time, hopefully you enjoy.